Hey folks, how are you? Today I've got another video for you. Today I'm going to talk about two cars that I've owned. Currently I have the Audi A3, but I have also owned the Jetta TSI. In fact, I have owned two Jetta TSIs, a 2012 and a 2014 model. Now I'm driving the Audi, and a lot of people who are considering buying either of these two cars often get stuck between choosing an A3 2.0 turbo with the Golf GTI engine or a Jetta TSI, be it a 211 horsepower or a 200 horsepower. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the differences between the two cars, cost effectiveness, and everything else. To begin, let's talk about engines. Starting with the A3's engine, it has a 2.0 engine with a 6-speed DSG transmission, and apart from the 6-speed DSG transmission, it has 220 horsepower. This engine setup is exactly the same as the Golf GTIs. Now when it comes to the Jetta, here we have a 2012 model. This Jetta has 200 horsepower, but there's also the 211 horsepower Jetta. For the Stage 2 preparation, what would that be like? For example, with aftermarket enhancements like a new intake, exhaust, and a remap, the A3 can extract more power while maintaining the original turbine compared to the Jetta, be it a 200 or a 211 horsepower model. So, for those who are looking to buy one of these cars with power in mind, the A3 or Golf GTI is capable of pulling out more power and more torque than the Jetta. This is due to both the turbine and some new technologies that we see in the A3 and the Golf GTI, which we still don't have in the Jetta. However, in the future it could be possible that the new Jetta models will come with this engine, which is the 220 horsepower engine. Eventually we will be able to extract the same power. Now I'd like to discuss some differences and some points as I have owned both of these cars. I can share what I liked about each one, including my thoughts on the two brands and a bit about my experiences with both cars. In fact, I owned the Jetta for almost 6 years because I had two Jettas. In the case of the A3, I've had it for almost 2 years, so I can provide a good amount of information for those of you who are interested in buying one of these two cars. Let's get into it. In relation to the two cars, I'm going to compare the Jetta and the Audi from the same year, 2016, correct? If we take a fully equipped Jetta with the premium package, wheel package, paint package, the Jetta would cost on average around $110,000 to $115,000 for the A3 in 2016. You would find it in the range of around $120,000 to $125,000 in 2016. The price difference isn't huge between the two cars. The only main difference is the brand and of course what you believe will offer you the most joy. Both cars are really cool. I like both of them a lot. I even miss my Jetta. It brought me a lot of joy and I had a lot of fun with it. The car is a 10 out of 10, but let's go over some differences and advantages I found with the A3. For example, the A3 comes standard with xenon and LED headlights. This is not an optional feature. All A3s come with xenon and LED headlights. In the case of the Jetta, this is an optional feature, so you would have to spend more to have xenon and LED headlights on the Jetta. Meanwhile, on the A3, you don't have to spend any additional money. You buy the car, and it always comes with them. Another cool thing, all A3s that are 2.0 come with a panoramic sunroof. In the case of the Jetta, this is also an optional feature, so you would have to invest more money to have the sunroof on the Jetta, whereas with the A3, it comes as standard. Another cool point that's worth highlighting is the paintwork on the Audi. It comes as metallic or pearlized, already included from the factory. In the Jetta, you would also have to pay extra to have a better paint job on your car. One advantage I see with the Jetta over the A3 is that the A3 doesn't come with seat heating, right? In the Jetta, all models since 2008. One of the advantages that I see is that the Jetta comes with heated seats. The factory has been around since 2011, and as we know, until 2018, the A3 didn't have the option of seat heating. This is one of the features that sets the Jetta apart from the Audi A3. Another interesting point is that both cars come with an electric seat. In the Audi, it's standard, while in the Jetta, it's an option that requires an additional cost. When comparing the two, I find that while the A3 is a bit more expensive, it comes complete. With the Jetta, you have to keep spending more money and buying options. The dealership keeps pushing these options on you. The A3 is more comprehensive, and in terms of sales, I think it's more worthwhile. The market situation with the Jetta is tricky, as there are versions with a caramel-colored seat, while others come with the xenon headlight system, and then there's the Jetta 100. This creates a wide range in price, whereas with the A3, All the models are complete, and the only optional feature is the GPS, which almost no one buys because it costs around 10,000 Brazilian reais. Considering this, it's not worth it, as there is no advantage to it. Speaking of the GPS, the Jetta also has this as an extra option. If you want GPS in the Jetta, you have to get the GPS package. The Audi also has this option as a package, but no one gets it because it is quite expensive and therefore not worth it. One of the things that Jetta owners really appreciate. Unfortunately, the Audi does not offer this, and I miss it from the Jetta. The Audi A3 only has a black interior, no other color options. But in the Jetta, we have that beautiful caramel interior, which is absolutely stunning. It also comes in a terracotta color, which is hard to find in the Jetta, but is very attractive, and some people on the market do have it. In terms of fuel efficiency, I found the Audi A3 to be slightly more economical than the Jetta. Speaking of finish, the A3 is a bit better in terms of finish. It's not significantly better, but it is indeed slightly better than the Jetta in terms of finish, and it also has superior sound insulation. But this is not to say that the Jetta falls short in the market. The Jetta has a great finish and impressive sound. Speaking of sound, one of the things that really surprised me about the A3 was the high quality sound with very strong bass. The Jetta's sound system is slightly inferior to that of the A3, but it is still a great sound system. This is a comparison between both cars. They both have their strengths and weaknesses. For example, you might think I am only criticizing the Jetta or praising it. One of the things I love about the Jetta is something that, in my opinion, the Audi A3 greatly lacks considering its price. The Jetta comes standard with a parking sensor at both the front and back. But for the Audi A3, you will pay $120,000 for a car. That only has a rear parking sensor. It doesn't come with a front parking sensor as standard, which I find very disappointing. One might expect a more expensive car to offer this feature. I think it would be great for Audi to implement a front parking sensor in the Audi A3 models. Another cool feature of the Jetta is that everything you adjust on the air conditioning gets displayed on the screen. This doesn't happen in the A3. In the A3, the air conditioning adjustments only get displayed on the air conditioning control, not on the screen. This is one of the things I find cool about the Jetta. You can operate the air conditioning and it directly displays on the screen. It's something I really like. The Jetta also gains a lot of points in this category. In addition to having a front parking sensor, when you engage the reverse gear in the factory standard Jetta, a graphic appears on the multimedia center screen to show you the distance. The A3 doesn't have a visual mode on the screen, which I think is a drawback. I've missed some features from my Jetta that aren't available in the Audi. For example, in the top of the line, fully loaded Jetta, you have door sensors for locking and unlocking, and a keyless ignition system where you just press the button on the dashboard to start and stop the car. My A3 model doesn't have this feature though. I know some might argue that the A3 has other options, but I'm comparing both cars from the year 2016. The cost for maintenance and servicing of both cars doesn't differ significantly either. It's crucial to research well the cost of maintenance, because we know that with the Jetta you can end up at a dealership that might charge a hefty amount, as can an Audi dealership. Both cars have very similar gearboxes, both use DSG and have 6 speeds. They aren't exactly the same, but they're very close. The engines are very similar, although the A3 can squeeze out a bit more power. The A3 2016 model comes with LED headlights, as does the Jetta 2016 model, if I'm not mistaken. So in terms of LED headlights, both cars perform very well. In terms of wheels, both cars come with 17-inch Zaro wheels with 225 and 45/17 tires, so they follow the same system. Same size, there's no difference. The interior of both cars is very appealing. I won't be showcasing that in this video because it's for those who are interested in buying an A3 or a Jetta and want to clear up their doubts. In my opinion, for those who want to speed, the A3 is a better option as its engine has greater potential. However, the Jetta is more advanced in terms of optional features. It has heated seats, parking sensors in the front, and a display for the car on the screen, so there are many things that also count in favor of the Jetta. Besides, the Jetta is a fantastic car. I had two and really loved them. I switched to the A3. Some things made me a bit sad, others made me very happy, but obviously you can't change cars expecting them to be exactly like the previous one. Now, regarding insurance, I can share my experience. I live in a certain region, so to give you an idea of how much I paid for my Jetta, I bought it new, just like the A3 in 2016. For my Jetta, I paid $3,000 at the time with Porto Seguro. Nowadays, I pay $3,800 for the A3. This price difference is due to the car being a bit more expensive, and also the spare parts are a bit pricier. But don't be alarmed, the difference in insurance prices between the two isn't massive. When I was considering changing cars, I thought about the Golf GTI because of the mechanical similarities with the A3, but the expensive insurance for the GTI deterred me from it. Well, if you like the video or still have any doubts between the Jetta or the Audi A3, leave a comment about what you want to know or what your doubt is. Of course, like the video, share it, send it to your friends. For that friend of yours who has the Jetta or the A3, or if you have a friend who's debating between the two cars, send it to them. Give the channel a boost and of course leave a like to help us grow the channel more and more. Take care everyone, bye bye.
So how are you? Today we are going to present the new Q5 2019. Follow along. I'm going to tell you what's new about the aesthetics of the new Audi K. Well, to talk about the aesthetic part, one of the things here that has changed the car a lot, made the car more aggressive, made its front look really nice, were these creases on the hood here, which are very vivid. We're going to put up an image for you so you can take a look at this crease here that looks amazing. The car in front of you became more imposing and became more aggressive. And one of the other things that also changed here is the side that you will notice in the video, and even when you can see this car on the street, you will notice this sideline here that comes from the beginning to the end of the car, and this sideline, it is also a very sharp crease. It is a crease there that left the car is fuller, so we can say. And in addition to that, one of the other interesting things that has been changed in this car is that its wheels are now 19-inch rims. The design of the wheel has also changed, and another cool thing that obviously couldn't be without is a headlight. Full LED, it's full LED flashlight also, which at night is a show and a highlight of this car. We're going to talk here about the new engine of the Audi Q5. And as you already know, the previous Audi Q5S had a 6-cylinder engine already. In the case of the new ones, we no longer have the 6-cylinder engine, and in this case we now have the 4-cylinder engine. In this case, a downsize was made in the engine part here of the Audi's Q5, but this downsize did not affect these at all. Cars. In this new case, we have 252 horsepower. 37 kilogram of torque. That is a very torquey car and a very strong car. Obviously, you must be wondering about the 0 to 100 of this machine. Well, in the case of 0 to 100 of this machine, we have around 6.3, so it is very fast, even compared to its competitors, in this case the BMW X. It does exactly in 6.3, that is, the two would go side by side. And remembering in this case, the Mercedes GLC, it does in 7.3, that is the Audi Q5. It is around 1 second faster than, in this case, a Mercedes GLC. In this case, this engine here, it has direct injection. And as you can see from the data, it is a very strong car. It is a car that will do 0 to 100 quickly. It is a car that delivers 100% power for the customer, and combined with that, we have Audi's S-Tronic 7-speed dual clutch gearbox, and in addition, to be able to do 0 to 100 so quickly, we have new traction from Audi, right? In this case, the Audi 4 that already existed and is 4 traction established in the world market, as everyone already knows that Audi has a big name in the traction department. And now we have an update in the traction department, which is the Audi 4 Ultra, which I will explain to you later. In the video, folks, now we're going to talk about a really cool, very important item on this car, which is a series key, which is his key. In this case, his key, and it's a presence key. In this case, the presence key here is, we can use it for several things. The first thing we can use it for would be to lock the car. And when you lock the car with the key in your pocket, you already fold down the rear view mirror, as you will see now. You have stuck your hand outside the door handle, the car locks automatically. The rear view mirror already retracts. When you want to open the car, I'll put the key in my pocket for you to see. You'll simply put your hand inside the door handle of the car unlocks automatically. Now we're going to show you how to open the trunk. This method is very helpful for those of you who are going on a trip. If you're carrying suitcases in your hand, you won't be able to grab the key from your pocket or press it on the doorknob. Or perhaps you're leaving the supermarket and your hands are full. It's very simple. You just come here with the key in your pocket. You don't need to hold the key in your hand. Just put your foot under the car, remove your foot, and it automatically opens the trunk. It's a simple, quick, and easy system. Alright guys, to close the trunk, we have 3 methods. One of them is by using the key. The second way is by pressing a button here at the top. Just press it and it closes automatically. Or you can move your foot here at the bottom. I opened it for you with my foot. Now I'm going to close it here using the top option. Press it and it closes automatically. It's very simple. The system works perfectly and helps a lot in your daily life. This trunk is very large. If you're only going to use this trunk space without folding the seats, you have 550 liter capacity, can accommodate a family of 4 to 5 people for a medium or long trip. Of course, if you don't have a larger family and are just 2 people, you can fold down the seat and increase from 550 liters to 1,550 liters. That is, by folding the seats, you get an extra 100 liters of trunk space, which means you have a gigantic trunk. 1,550 liters is a lot. One of the things that I found interesting about this car is a feature that most cars don't have. Here, you can fold the seats from the trunk, and it is divided into 3 parts. Normally the seats are 2 together and 1 separate. In this case, you can just push them all separately. If you want just the middle seat, you can get it. If you want the seat on one side or the other, you can get it easily too. You simply pull the latch here and it goes down automatically. If you pull the latch on the other side, it goes down automatically too. Then you have access to the full 1,550 liters. Firstly, for comfort, we have a 3-zone air conditioning system here in the back for the passengers. We can change the temperature of the air conditioning very easily. It's right here in hand, which is really cool. We also have air conditioning outlets for the feet of the rear passengers. One of the things that I haven't seen in any other car until today is this system here. You can pull the seat forward to provide more trunk space. You pull the lever here under the seat, pull the seat forward, and you can see there's a difference. If you want the person sitting here in the back to have more space and are a taller person and want to take a little space from the trunk, you press here and pull it back, and it's simple, quick and easy. Of course, one of the features that I really liked for the rear passengers is this large panoramic roof. It has an electric curtain that opens and closes electronically. On a sunny day, you can travel enjoying the blue sky, and of course at night you can enjoy the stars through this beautiful panoramic roof. So guys, as we talked about, we've been driving this car for quite a while, right? We drove around the city for a few hours to get a good feel of the car. I'm going to share my experience with you. Like it or not, it's a large car, a family car, a car designed for traveling. That's the idea of the vehicle. So in my opinion, when it comes to overtaking, the engine leaves nothing to be desired. It's a powerful engine that doesn't strain when making an overtake. Whether at medium or high speeds, he can overtake safely, very quickly and easily. There's no struggle to do it. It's something he can do very easily. Another great thing I've noticed about the cars I've driven to date is that even the four-wheel drive ones such as this handle beautifully on the curves. Driving on curves is fairly straightforward and its stability is very impressive. Now, a very interesting thing for you to understand about why this car handles curves so well on the road is because of its worldwide famous, globally recognized Audi all-wheel drive system. There is a new upgrade on this model. It's the well-known traction that existed, but with an improved version in this case. So it has that. What's impressive about this system is that you can understand why it's been improved. With the previous version, you couldn't engage the four-wheel drive 100% and had to use it frequently, which would consume more fuel. But in simple terms, in traffic the car will always be front-wheel drive. So when you demand more from the car, whether on a curve or when accelerating, it actually activates the all-wheel drive. Therefore, now it can turn off 100% rear-wheel drive and switch 100% to the front. We drove the car quite a lot, and its performance during overtaking is excellent, not something to fret about. The suspension is very soft, which provides you with 100% confidence. It's not that it's too soft, which makes the car unstable during a drive. Instead, it's a soft suspension that provides a smooth drive. But also, it's a firm suspension, which gives you confidence to take on a curve and drive. This is something very important you should know. I was really impressed with the car. In addition, there are some other interesting features in this car. For instance, we have both the driver and passenger seats with an electric set. So you can raise or lower the backrest, move the seat forward or backwards, all done electronically, for both the driver as well as passengers. Another cool feature of this car is that it has memories for 2 people for a seat, and this memory records the adjustments for both drivers and passenger seats. This comes in really handy when the car is being driven by the same people, such as the father, son, wife, or husband. Each person has their own settings, making it very easy to use, very quickly and very comfortably. Moreover, one of the things that I personally like as a client and reviewer is the impressive Audi's virtual cockpit. It has a 12.5-inch screen. This is a standout feature of Audi. It's unique, and I've seen it in other brands too, but I really like Audi's layout. I really appreciate the style they use, and it's a cool thing where you can increase and decrease the speed and RPM display. You can even have the GPS prominently displayed in the middle of the screen, which is absolutely beautiful. It's very easy to use and understand how it works. It's even a more intuitive system. You don't have to struggle to find the option. Everything here is easy. On the steering wheel, you can operate the virtual cockpit on one side and control everything sound related on the other side. It's very simple, quick and hustle-free. Another cool thing about this car is that as it's a four-wheel drive, we have the off-road option here in the Drive Select. The Drive Select here are the driving modes where you have the buttons at the bottom where you can select here in the Drive Select. Here we have the off-road option where the 4x4 is directly engaged for travels on dirt roads, mud, sand, and everything else. Another notable option we have here is the efficient mode. The efficient mode, as its name suggests, ensures the best consumption for your car. We then have the comfort mode, which prioritizes comfort. Also, we have the auto mode, which intuitively understands your driving technique and adjusts the car accordingly. This unique feature provides an optimal driving experience. Next, we have the dynamic mode. This mode makes the car sportier with a faster accelerator, a slightly harder steering wheel, and more direct steering response. The gearbox remains in lower gears in this mode. Finally, we have the individual mode where you can preset your own settings. Below, we have the option to turn the start-stop on and off. Some people prefer using it, some do not. Either way, this car does give you the flexibility. You can also turn the traction control and stability control on/off. Similar is the case with the parking beeper. Lastly, we have car descent control that you can operate via the control panel screen in the middle. This screen is fixed. Some cars offer retractable screens, but not this one. The screen provides several features: GPS navigation, radio, multimedia, phone, and navigation. You can use the navigation function either on the centralized panel, the virtual cockpit, or alternatively on the separate screen. Moreover, we have a touchpad here where you can jot down the name of a street or a radio station. Another cool feature of this car includes various USB ports located in front and back. Also, one of the things I admired as a current Audi owner is the new gear shift model. Unlike older versions, which push the lever forward and backward, this requires just a light touch. You press the side button, give it a light touch forward or backward, and that's it. Quite easy and convenient. For engaging the parking gear, you have a dedicated button. Also, it features the auto hold system, which is a hill start assist.
In my experience with this car, it truly has a spectacular allure. There's nothing negative to say at all about this car, especially its traction. As for its competitors, if I were to spend that amount of money to buy this car, I would actually go for the Audi. When compared to its competitors, in this case the X3 or Mercedes GLC, the reasons are that it's faster, offers more options, and of course there's the distinct Audi style. Great, right? If you enjoyed this video, like and share it. And of course, if you'd like us to show you or rate other cars like a RS3, a TTRS, or any other Audi car, leave it in the comments. We'll read your comments and definitely try to get all of them. That's it guys, big hugs to all and thank you for watching. Of course, course, if you've watched until this point in the video, don't forget to leave us a comment, okay? Big hugs to everyone. Stay blessed. Goodbye.
Hey guys, how are you? Welcome to another video. We are on the Noble Motorsport channel today where I'm here with my Audi A3. Now I'm going to reveal to you what was mentioned in the title of the video. The cost I've incurred to set up my car this way and equip my A3 with all the additional features. We'll discuss both the amount I've spent on the performance components as well as the aesthetic features, among other accessories. I've compiled a list here. Some of the accessories were sponsored, meaning I didn't have to pay for them. However, I've included the potential cost of each accessory had I needed to purchase them. Also, I've listed the cost of installation for some parts. For instance, you would have to pay for the installation of the springs in the car. I hope my girlfriend doesn't see this video, frankly. We joke about it, but the cost has indeed been high. I've created a breakdown on my phone. At the end of the video, I'll show you the table so you can get a sense of how much each upgrade cost. Most of the parts were imported, as they weren't available in Brazil. I've taken into account the dollar amount I paid for each part, including a roughly 60% tariff I had to cover for some parts. Here's a tip for you. If you buy all of this, costs will rise if taxed. If not taxed, it'll be cheaper than what I shelled out. So let's get started. I know you're eager to know. First off, one thing I bought was the carbon fiber rear view mirror, and you'll see snapshots as I talk about the accessories, and then you'll see it here in the video. I installed this on the car as the first item, the carbon fiber mirrors. I spent 400 reais on these, which I bought in dollars, but I've converted the prices to reais for your reference. This carbon fiber rear view mirror is plug and play, costing 400 with an installation of 80 reais. I installed it myself, so I saved that cost, but I included it in case you need to bear it. Right after that, I purchased the grille for the Audi RS3, the one you see here in front. This grille is also plug and play. It doesn't need to be adapted. However, to install it, you have to strip off the bumper. The final bill was 2,200 reais, which is inclusive of the purchase cost, shipping, and courier fee that was charged for this grille. But I think many of you out there may not know how to install it because you have to disassemble the bumper and such. It's more complicated, so if you're going for the installation, you're expected to spend about an average of 300 reais. Following this, I bought the carbon fiber spoiler. I spent around $1,200 on it, and it's an entire carbon fiber spoiler, the same model as the one available at the Audi S3 dealership as an optional accessory. Here it's very simple. It already comes with the tapes. You just need to fix it and glue it. It's glued, it's not screwed or drilled. So I took the installation cost from there. Okay, so $1,200 for the airfoil internal carbon fiber finish, which is that very beautiful finish on the center console. And it took $240 to buy it. I also didn't include the installation cost there because it is simply glued on. So I believe that anyone knows how to do it. Followed by that, one of the upgrades that are usually the first thing people do when they buy an Audi is to install the stainless steel pedals and the Asinox pedals, and I imported them. It cost $200 to buy the pedals, and that cost $200. I put $80 as installation because installing it is a bit tedious. You have to dismantle the footrest and such. Some people don't know. So the average cost to install it is around $80 for the sign pedals. Which now comes with the footrest, the brake, and the accelerator. Next, I added the LED sill that you will also see a small shot of. It's an illuminated sill that looks really cool on the car. Its value was $330, including taxes, shipping, everything. Its installation is also a little more complicated. I recommend you take it somewhere to do it. You spend around $100 there to do the installation. So $330 for threshold, $100 for installation. After that, I purchased CarPlay, which is so you can have the CarPlay option on the car's original screen. I really like the system. It works very well. I'll even put in some shots so you can see how it works. This system is really cool. CarPlay cost around $1,550, including shipping, taxes, and the price of the product delivered to your home. The installation also recommends taking it somewhere because it's a little more complicated. It varies depending on around $400 to $500. The installation of CarPlay, followed by the carbon fiber finish of the gear shift knob, right? The knob there where you change the gears, it's a very small finish. It cost around $110. I didn't also include the installation cost because it's something very simple. Anyone can do it. And then here are these wheels here that I put on the car. I'm not going to put the first set of wheels on the HRE account because like this one, I sold them. I took the money and bought these. So in this case, this one is the wheels, top of the line, brand on the market, LM model, wheel LM. If you like this wheel, look for the wheel site Rodera LM. You will find the full price of the wheels on the market is $3,600 on average. You might find it a little cheaper for $3,400, 3.5, but the average value is $3,600 for installation. In the case of installation, you have to count how action that I put in alignment, balancing, tire mounting, and all of this, whether or not it has to be included in the account, right? Alignment, balancing, and tire mounting. I put an average of about 500 there. It could vary. It could be a little more expensive. It might be a little cheaper, but on average, that's it. A helicopter is passing here. It's going to mess up our video a little. Let's just wait for it to pass here. We'll move on. It's a matter of tires. I spent $2,560 on the 4 tires, and I'm just going back now to talk a little about the wheels. They are Oro 18 split 9/4 wheels and offset 30. Okay, so it's a wheel well out. And in terms of tires, I took the tires from my last wheel and mounted it on this one, so they are 2-size tires because the previous wheel had 2 sizes. In this case, the value of the tires was $2,560 for all 4. The front tires are 225 4000 and 18. Moving on for the performance part, I installed a downpipe from ClickScap THS. It cost 1,400 reais for the 100% stainless steel downpipe from ClickScape. The installation cost was around 150 to 200 reais, which is the general market cost. It's a 3-inch Synox downpipe without a catalytic converter, commonly known as Kitrao. Regarding the downpipe, a catchback was made with RF dampers. It has a 3-inch input and output, 2 dampers, 1 final and 1 intermediate. Both have a 3-inch input and output. For those unfamiliar, it's a top-notch damper. There's a video here on the channel of the A3 accelerating to hear the roar of the exhaust. The exhaust assembly was done by Navigate, and they did a solid job. The entire setup would cost around 5,000 reais. The mufflers are all made of 3-inch polished stainless steel with the 4 3.5-inch tips. In total, it cost around 5,000 reais. There's no installation cost because it's included when you buy the complete package. The carbon fiber intake APR is the same one used in the EA 888 Generation 3 engines, both in the Audi A3 and Golf GTI. This costs 2,500 reais. To buy and install it costs an additional 150 reais. Some people know how to install it, others don't. Next up, we installed a JB4 chip along with the O-Connect kit. The O-Connect kit allows you to access and change your map via your phone, even create your own map. This JB4 chip cost around 3,600 Rs, including the Connect and 250 Rs for installation. I installed most of the car parts myself, but I always like to include the installation price because many people often have to pay for it. So the JB4 is 3,600 Rs with 250 Rs for installation. Next, we have the rear extractor, which is made of carbon fiber, the bottom for the outlet for 4 tips. It costs around 2,300 Rs, including shipping, taxes, and everything delivered to home. 200 and 300 Rs with 400 Rs for installation. I recommend having a professional install it because it's complicated. Then there's the Audi RS3 engine that you saw installed at Lantec. It costs 4,600 Rs and installation is included in that price. I should mention that Lantec has ready delivery and its installation is plug and play. There's no need to cut any wires, and if you ever want to revert back to the original lantern, you can do it easily without any trouble. Or if you ever decide to sell the car and want to remove the lanterns, you can do it quite easily. It even has the dynamic turn signal, and it works perfectly. Another thing installed at Lantec was the LED in the fog lights. That's top notch from Lantec's own brand. I estimate it to be around 400 Rs. I don't recall the exact price, so it might be a bit cheaper or more expensive depending on the cost for installation. Finally, we installed an automatic window raising module from the Quantum brand. Tap it once, and it raises the windows, closes the sunroof, and folds the mirrors. No need to hold it down. This cost about 400 Rs. I forgot to include this in the list, so that's not added in the final price. And lastly, the ABAC springs, which were the only thing that I didn't install on the car myself. In fact, to mount the tire on the wheels, do the alignment and balance, I don't have the machines, so I couldn't do it. The ABAC springs are also something I couldn't handle as the installation is more complex. So instead, I chose to pay someone else to do it. The ABAC springs cost around 1,100 Rs directly from the brand's website, and installation ranges between 300 and 400 Rs, which is done in a workshop. Altogether, I made 18 changes. There were 18 modifications on the car, in addition to yours, which will remain undisclosed. I assembled the majority of parts myself. The total part cost excluding labor was 33,290 Rs, and the labor, which was mostly done by me, cost 2,710 Rs. Summing all of it up, the total cost including labor and parts is 36,000 Rs. Remember, this figure doesn't include some additions. An additional 400 Rs for the automatic window brings the total to 36,400 Rs. So that's the complete cost for all the modifications I made to the car. There may be more modifications in the future. There are 2 modifications that I'm really keen on, and I'm looking for sponsors to help me accomplish them. One of these is to install the TRS steering wheel, which I think is really cool, and includes a push-button start. Modifying the driving modes directly on the steering wheel would be great as well. But given the high costs, this project might have to wait a bit. Another modification that I think would be of interest to everyone who owns the A3 without a virtual cockpit would be to install one. I'm currently looking for a plug-and-play solution as I prefer not to cut any wires or undertake any complicated installations. Everything that was installed here was done, so without any modifications, just removed the old part and fitted the new one. That has always been my approach with this car. I prefer to avoid any workarounds as it maintains the car's ability to revert to its original state. Hence, I'm not fond of non-standard solutions or adapting anything. For the virtual cockpit as well, I want to store my original kit at home and install a new one that is plug and play, without modifying any existing wiring or harnesses. I have already found an option for this and I'm discussing it with experts to see if we can make this modification easily available for everyone who wants a virtual cockpit. The virtual cockpit that I'm looking into even allows you to play DVDs, share YouTube videos, or even work with ASI software on the central screen, going beyond the capabilities of the original. So these are the two areas left for me to work on in this car. Once done, I'll be looking forward to buying a new car. And I plan to sell this car in its original form, unmodified. I'll be announcing on my channel when I'm ready to sell the car. When I do, please know that it will have the original wheels, grille, and intake installed back to their original locations. All parts will return to their original form and everything will be returned to its original state. I've saved everything. I didn't sell any parts, including the springs, which will be returned to the original. One thing I recommend is, if you've modified a car, keep all the parts, because at sale time it's worth it to restore it 100% to its original condition to sell. Selling will be easier, and you can easily sell the parts later at an Audi club since there will be lots of interested people. Alternatively, I recommend buying a newer model A3 with a facelift and transfer all the parts from your current one. Moving on to a new car, since almost all parts will work. The only thing from the current one that wouldn't fit a 2019 A3 would be the front grille. I would definitely buy the updated version from the newest RS3 sedan and fit it on the 2018 or 2019 A3. I want to share that my customization bill was pretty hefty, $36,400, but the car is customized to my style, my way. I think it's priceless to build your car in your own style, to be recognized by your car, and of course it's cool to be unique. It's cool to have a car built 100% by you. It's fun, similar to when you're a child playing with Hot Wheels, wanting to change the wheels, put on rubber wheels, give it a different paint job. When we grow up, we have a bigger toy, and this was the first car that I heavily invested in and enjoyed it. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Please leave your comments below. If you want a video of how much I spend per year to maintain this car in terms of insurance, maintenance, and fuel, let me know. I use very little fuel because this car is driven very little. I hardly drive it during the week. It's a 2016 car with nearly 3 years of use, and it has 23,000 kilometers on it. So it's a very new car. As you can see, that's why I drive it very little. If you want, I can make a video for you. Just leave a comment below if you want me to make a video. How much does it cost per year to maintain a car like this with the insurance, maintenance, and vehicle registration tax, okay? That's all, folks. If you liked the video, please like it, share it, send it to your Audi enthusiast friend who wants to change the grille or wants to know about Audi modifications. I guarantee that they'll like it. Also, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It helps the channel. This contributes greatly to the channel's growth. We have a lot of cool content for you all, okay? So that's all, folks. A big hug to everyone. Hello everyone, how are you all? Welcome to another video here on the Nober Motorsport channel. Today I'm going to talk to you about the VCDS course for Audi A. In this VCDS course for Audi A3, we will be discussing all the functions you have available in the course. I will also show you all the features in my audio, reminding you that the course can be paid in up to 10 installments without interest. you have access to the entire course for 5 straight years, and we keep adding updates. This course is suitable for Audi A3 models from 2013 to 2022, including 1.4, 1.8, and 2.0 models, as well as the newest model with 190 horsepower. Just make your purchase, enter your credit card. You can pay by invoice, which takes a bit longer to verify, or you can pay via PayPal or other available payment methods. Sound good? So let's get started without further ado. The entire course is presented in 100% video lessons, showing you step by step directly on the VCDS screen how to perform each activation. I'll show you the configurations first inside the car, then I'll show you the configurations on the outside of the car. All are functional. A final note before we start: the simpler cars, for example, the most basic A3 1.4 model, it has fewer features because it is more basic. So you don't have as many features as an A3 2.0. In general, the 2.0 and 1.8 models are fully equipped, so you can enable almost everything. But the 1.4 model is much more basic, so it lacks many features because this car has more basic modules from the factory. So let's get in the car, let's go. I'll show you all the functions that are already active, so let's start with the panel, okay? The first thing you'll get from the course, which is one of the most important things, is that we teach you how to scan your car, save errors, identify errors, problems that your car already has, so that you can solve the problems. Next, we will show you which features you have. The parking diagram is not active in the car, so when you shift into reverse, it won't show you this parking diagram where it shows the distance you are from the object or the wall when you are reversing. So, when you activate this function in our course, this little car will start to appear on the screen when you put it in reverse, and you will be able to see the distance. Also, you have the option to install a rear view camera, and when you put it in reverse, you will have a view of the rear camera. In addition to having a view of the rear camera, you can have the car icon in the corner showing your distance from a wall, an object, or anything like that. After that, we have the stopwatch feature. Right, we can access the stopwatch in the car by clicking on these 3 dots, and then you come here to the right panel. Let me show it here. Here on the panel we have the lap timer option, which is this feature here. In this feature you can start the timer, and each time you click you start marking lap 1, lap 2, lap 3, lap 4, and then you have the intermediary time option. You have a diary option where you can pause and review your time and statistics, such as the fastest and slowest lap times and the average of your laps. There is also a reset function to start from scratch. Additionally, we have another function that is not set by default. It's found below. If you scroll down, you will find an option that displays the temperature of the engine oil. It's vital for ensuring that the oil is at the correct operating temperature, preventing any overheating issues. You can activate this function at any time. We also offer the ability to disable the start-stop button, the button you see right here. The start-stop function can be permanently disabled. If you don't enjoy using it, there's no need to keep toggling it off every time you get in the car. Simply turn it off permanently. Remember, you can reactivate it whenever you desire. You also have the option to turn off the seatbelt buzzer. That little icon that appears when you're not wearing your seatbelt will disappear when you deactivate the warning signal. It won't beep anymore when you're not wearing the seatbelt, but remember, this doesn't influence the functioning of the airbag in any way. Many people question this. When you click on the arrow, it will blink several times. When you just give it one tap. What's a tap on the arrow? It's simply lifting it and releasing. It works automatically, and you can change it to blink 3 times, which is what comes from factory by default. If you give it a tap, it will blink 5 times. Here I'm going to tap the arrow and it will blink 5 times. This function can also be activated via VCDS. You can also activate the daytime running LEDs, DRL, through the Multimedia Center. On the Multimedia Center screen, we go to Menu, then Car Functions, and from there you can go to System. Here we access the car settings, and what do we do here? We select car settings. Exterior lighting is the next step, correct? Here, you can choose to switch the daytime running LEDs, DRL, on or off. Options for exterior lights include lights when exiting, lights when locking, and running lights. When you click the option, it turns off, automatically disabling the LED in the headlight. By clicking it again, the LED in the headlight turns back on. Remember, you can also activate this under the travel option. Here you can see the signal when locking option. When you lock the car, it doesn't beep by default. You have the choice to leave it on or off. Is that clear? This varies depending on the model. Some A3 models have this active by default, others do not. Beyond that, in the Adjustments and Services section, under Services and Control, we activate this function. This window wiper blade is used both for replacing the wiper blade and also for when you want to wash the car. Leave the blades up. I'm going to slide it off a bit here and give you a demonstration so you can see how it works. We'll click here to turn it on and it will automatically raise the wiper blade. See how the wiper blades have raised here. When we touch the control unit and click off, it reduces the automatic wiper blade, okay? So these are 2 additional functions we have. Raising the window without interruptions isn't exactly what it seems. A lot of people are confused by this function. Raising the windows without interruptions is when the car is running and you park, stop somewhere. The window is either going up or down when the car engine starts by itself due to the start-stop function. The window pauses, then continues going up, or in cases where you've parked in front of your building to get the car into the garage, you brake completely. Or at the entrance of your house, you lower the window. If the engine turns off and when you click to raise the window starts to rise. If you release the brake, the engine starts up and the window pauses, then continues to go up. What we do is eliminate that. You can raise the windows with just a touch of a key. Also, we have a sunroof opening where you can open the sunroof with a single touch. Besides that, you can also raise the roof, lift the roof flap, or you can slide back the roof. You can open the entire roof using the key and adjust the brightness of the LED. Has mine already been adjusted? The LED brightness is up to 100%. So when you look at my car's headlight, the LED shines stronger, and this is with both the option of only the daytime running light, DRL on, and also with the DRL on along with the headlight. I always leave it at 100%. Apart from that, we also have the blinker. I'm going to show you what it's like and also answer another common question that people have about the blinker. A lot of people get confused, don't understand, not exactly sure what it is, so I'm going to show you here what the blinker option is. I'm going to step out of the car and show you. Are you seeing this blinker? It's the turn signal from the RS3's taillights. The turn signal, it works on the non-RS3 taillights, which are the older models. What does it do? It isn't going to run like this. It will alternate lighting up the trunk lid light with the light on the body. It does so alternately. It lights up one, turns off the other, lights up one, and turns off the other. It lights up the entire bar and turns off and on. It alternates the entire light bar on and off. It doesn't run like this. For clarification, it can't be activated on the original taillights that aren't from the RS3 like this model. Physically, it's not possible, and you can't use software either, because the wiring connections of the taillights are completely different from this one. This one allows you to turn on each LED one at a time. Let's move on to the next setting. Okay, the next settings that we have available would be the backlight daytime running light, so you can leave both the flashlight and the headlight on during the day. Originally from the factory, the flashlight is the only light that stays on. In fact, only the headlight. The flashlight is off and we leave both the headlight and the flashlight on, okay? We leave both on. Changing the intensity of the DRL, as we have already discussed, turning off the traction and torque control, we can turn it off 100%, right? Traction and torque control, so this is one of the features that a lot of people always ask us for. Right, we included in the course how to turn off 100% of the engine's traction and torque control so that you can engage launch control and the original traction control doesn't keep kicking in, taking away power from the car. In the course, we also teach you how to recalibrate the S-tronic gearbox right from Audi, which would be 6 and 7 gears, which would be double clutch. We teach you step by step how to recalibrate this gearbox. Oh, we also have the option where we engage the electronic handbrake and the LED turns off. And when you release the electronic handbrake to drive the car, the LED at the front turns on again. We also teach you how to check the original mileage of the car. So if you are going to buy a car and you want to see its mileage to check if it's original, we also teach you step by step in this course how to check the original mileage. Oh, we have some bonuses, right, with our course. These are several cool bonuses that we teach. These bonuses are not released at the moment of purchase. You buy and you will have all these video classes already released. And bonuses are things that are released over time. There are bonuses that are released 10 days, 15 days, 20 days, and so on. We also have the option of tilt down, for those who don't know how to put that name. When you shift into reverse, the passenger's rear view mirror goes down automatically so that you can see the curb. So you don't scrape your car wheel. Then we will have other functions, right? Turning off the ignition. The headlight is when you unlock the car. So when you unlock the car, normally the xenon headlight comes on along with the LED. I changed it on my car so that only the LED and the fog light light up, because then there's no such thing as the xenon lights up, turn off the xenon, turn on the xenon, turn off the xenon, because this is bad. Beyond drawing a lot of energy, because the xenon headlight draws a lot of energy because of the reactor and everything else. You keep turning the xenon on and off. Many times it ends up shortening the life of the xenon headlight bulb. Turning on the light means opening the trunk, so this function I'm going to out of the car to show you. Okay, that it's very interesting. This function works in a really cool way. A lot of people even ask me why it works like this and what was it created for, right? So let's go. This function was created for the following thing. It always lights up when you open the trunk, okay? So let's go. We're going to open the trunk, okay? I'm going to do it using the key here. And you'll see that the flashlight on the edges will turn on automatically. So look, see it's lit at the bottom there. It's lit here at the bottom. Why does it light up? Precisely to warn an incoming driver if you are on a dark street that your car is parked. So the reverse light comes on, and as soon as you close it, the trunk lid turns off automatically. Alright guys, let's continue. There are many more cool features to present and explain to you. So, returning to the car, let's proceed here, shall we? Our list of all the features we have for you, so let's get to it and continue. We have the vcds command. To change the brake pads, okay, one interesting thing is that when you change the brake pads on the Audi A3, the handbrake is a button, it's electronic. This is more related to repairs and such. It applies more to mechanical workshops, but we've added it as a bonus for you too. When you go to change brake pads, you need to recalibrate it and release the electric motor. Every time you pull the electronic handbrake, you hear a noise. This noise is the electric motor pushing the caliper to lock the handbrake. When you change it, you can't just push it back because you ruin the electronic system. So you will use the vcds command that we teach in the course to open this little electric handbrake motor, and after you change the brake part, you will use the command again, so it regulates itself and does calibration. Regarding the new brake pad, there's a function that allows you to lock the car while the engine is running. This function only applies to cars that are the Audi A3 Sedan 2022 models, which already have the button for turning the car on and off. So you can get out of the car, keep the engine running, and lock the vehicle. In addition to that, we have the start-stop button here, which is used to start the car in these newer 2022 models. It's a small button that you press securely to start the car's engine. You can leave it pulsing, so the light becomes dim and then bright, creating a pleasing effect. But we also emphasize that this only pertains to 2022 models. So what else do we have? You can reset the service notice. Many people these days no longer have their cars serviced at Audi dealerships. So if you want to change the oil in your car outside the dealership at any workshop, and maybe they don't have a way for you to erase that annoying service warning that keeps alerting every time you enter the car, we teach you here in the course how to reset the warning. As for inspections, you do the inspection, reset it 365 days or 10,000 kilometers later, it reappears on the dashboard. You perform maintenance again, then come back with your VCDS and erase this annoying inspection warning. Moving on from there, we show you in the course how to install the RS3's taillight. So we provide a step-by-step video on how to dismantle the original taillight and the Audi RS3 taillight if you want to buy an Audi RS3 taillight and install it on your car. We also teach you how to dismantle some of the Audi's interior finishes. This is pretty cool, so I'm going to show you here and tell you what we show in a step-by-step video lesson, okay? We teach you how to dismantle this bar here and how to remove it if you have to replace it or if you have to do any maintenance with us. Also how to remove the air vents. We teach you in a video lesson, step by step, how to replace the air conditioner or install a cell phone holder that you might be interested in. This includes all functions and other related parts.
We also guide you on how to remove the traditional air conditioner and swap it out for a digital one. We train you on how to completely remove, dismantle, and assemble this console in case you want to install the auto hold button. We provide a PDF guide teaching you how to do this step by step. We teach you how to activate this button, understand? In our course, we show you how to dismantle an Audi A 3-door completely, whether for maintenance or to install accessories such as the LED frisos that I have installed in. In addition to what we've already discussed, we create tutorials for activations and for teaching all the steps we take here. We have some more interesting aspects of our course. For instance, we teach you how to remove the air vents, switch from analog to digital air conditioning, and dismantle the multimedia center screen. This could be useful if you want to replace the screen with another model. If you're having trouble with the screen and need to perform maintenance on it, we have instructions for that too. Some people have had issues with the screen not moving up and down as needed. We teach you how to reset the system in such cases, and in 80% of those cases, our instructions help them get the screen working again. We also teach you a function that activates all the lights on buttons, including those for locking and unlocking, window controls, and even the steering wheel and pedal shifts. All of these lights glow progressively brighter when you start the car in the dark. So guys,
This is all that we have available here for you, our VCDS course. I think it's the only course in Brazil, perhaps the world, that offers and teaches how to perform VCDS activations. We address people's inquiries here. The course is very comprehensive. The lessons are top quality, so guys, I hope you liked it. If you're interested in purchasing this course, we'll leave the link in the first pinned comment below. Furthermore, in addition to leaving the link in the first pinned comment, we'll also provide it in the video description for you to buy this course, okay? I hope you enjoyed the video. These are all the capabilities available for the Audi A. If you have any questions or any topics of interest, drop them below in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Thanks guys, take care everyone, goodbye. Hey guys, how are you all? Welcome to another video here on the Nobre Motorsport channel. Today I'm going to discuss and elaborate a bit more on the VCDS course for Audi A. In here we're talking about all the features that you have available in the course. Additionally, I will demonstrate all the features in my audio. Please note that the course can be paid for in up to 10 interest-free installments, and you'll have access to the entire course for 5 consecutive years. We continue to upload updates, and it's worth mentioning that this course is applicable for A3 2013 to 2022 models, including 1.4, 1.8, 2.0, and even the newer models. That's the 190 horsepower and the 20190 version. Don't forget, all you have to do is make the purchase, enter your credit card information. You can pay with an invoice, which takes a bit longer to process. Alternatively, you can also pay via PayPal or any other payment methods that we have available, alright? And so, without further ado, let's give you a demonstration. The entire course is 100% in video format, showing you step-by-step on-screen VCDs, how to activate each function. So I'll firstly show you the settings within the car, and then the settings outside the car, all in operation. Before that, I do have one last thing to share about the cars that are more basic. Take for instance the A3 1.4 is the most basic of all. It has fewer features, mainly because the car's module is more basic. Hence, it doesn't have as many features as an A3 2.0. Generally, the 2.0 and 1.8 are very comprehensive, and therefore you can activate almost everything. In the case of the 1.4 model, it's a lot more basic, so there are quite a few features that don't apply because the car's original factory module is much more rudimentary, understand? So let's get started, let's get inside. The car, we're going to show you all three features directly in action. So here we are inside the car, and now we're going to demonstrate it directly from the dashboard. So let's get the key so we can turn on the ignition and show everything to you here. The features, so let me find a good angle here. Alright, let's get going. I'll start with the panel, okay? So the first thing you'll get from the course, arguably one of the most important parts, is we teach you how to scan your car. That includes saving errors, identifying errors, and the problems that already exist in your car. The objective is so you can resolve these problems. Next, we are going to show you what functionalities you'd have, like the parking graph, for example. It's not active in the car by default. So when you engage factory settings, it doesn't display this parking graph which shows how far you are from an object or wall when reversing. However, once you activate this feature using our course material, this little car icon will start to appear on the screen when you engage reverse gear. You will be able to see the distance as well. There's also an option for you to install a reverse camera. Once installed, whenever you put the car in reverse, you'll get a view of the reversing camera's feed right here. Along with the reversing camera's view, you can have the car icon in the corner displaying the distance you are from items such as a wall, an object, a cone, or anything of the sort. After that, we have the stopwatch function. Then we have options for an intermediate time that you can see. You have the options to pause and continue the timer, and stats such as fastest lap, slowest lap, which would be the intermediate, right? And the average of your lap. At the end, you can reset it to start again. After that, you have the option to activate additional features that are not enabled by default in this bar below. In this little bar, if you scroll all the way down, now we have the option here displaying the current temperature of the engine oil. This is very important for you to have, so that when you hit the accelerator, you can always be sure that the engine oil is at the right temperature and is not overheating. So you can enable this feature using our course material. After that, we can show you how to turn off the start-stop button. You can see it right here. It's the start-stop button. You can disable it permanently. So for those of you who don't like using the start-stop feature and don't want to keep clicking it every time you get in the car, you can disable it forever using the activation method. After deactivating the start-stop option, you should remember that you can always enable it whenever you want. Okay guys, there's no need to keep it turned off forever. You also have the option to turn off the seatbelt reminder. That small icon that appears when you aren't wearing the seatbelt stops showing up when you disable the seatbelt warning. You know, the seatbelt reminder, and it doesn't